At the new Lloydminster Nissan, we're proud to offer the guaranteed lowest rates on used vehicles and the best selection we've ever had. Stop in today and you'll find clear pricing on all of our pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. And right now, you'll save 10% on our service department. That's 10% on parts and labor on all makes and models. Call the new Lloydminster Nissan at 780-875-3335 to make your appointment today. At the new Lloydminster Nissan, we won't sell you a car, we'll help you buy one.
Local people. Local news and events. Local sports. Local matters. For all things Lloydminster and area, this is Live with Kurt Price.
Hey, welcome to the show today. We are excited to be on the road today. We're at Asset LINQ, just outside of Lloydminster. At the new Lloydminster Nissan, they have the guaranteed lowest rates and the best selection of pre-owned vehicles that they've ever had. All clearly marked, and right now in their service department, get 10% off. That includes parts and labor. And we're open on Saturdays now as well. You can check out our service department from 9 to 1 on Saturdays for oil changes and tire work. Yeah, we're on the road today, and we want to introduce you to a couple of gentlemen here, a couple of brothers. We've got Reagan and Jarrett here with us, and they're both with Asset LINQ and now Auction LINQ. So we're going to introduce you to this local company, this local success story, because they are expanding as well. We've also got your entertainment focus for the weekend, and we're excited to be heading out today to deliver a fantastic roast beef dinner. Congratulations to Matt and Twyla Thompson as the winners of our second Feed the Farmer lunch this year. So we're heading out today to deliver a delicious roast beef meal. You can nominate a farmer in our Feed the Farmer contest by visiting any of our sponsorship pages, including the Live with Kurt Price page, and enter a farmer to win a delicious beef on a bun meal delivered right to them. So today, if it doesn't rain, and it wasn't raining when I talked to Matt this morning, we're heading out to the Hillmond area, and we'll be right out in the field. Also, you'll be entering farmer to win one of two, yes, there's two to give away, $500 Diamond 7 Meats gift cards, plus winners will also be entered in to win 160 acres of aerial spray from Bradley Air. So thank you to all our incredible sponsors with Feed the Farmer, Diamond 7 Meats, Sobeys Lloydminster, they supply the awesome salads and the desserts, Horizon Ag and Turf, Richardson Pioneer, BASF, the Tent Guys, and Bradley Air. It's not just the name, it is Superior Water. Superior Water has 2 locations in Lloydminster, and they're open on Sundays to make filling your big blue jugs a whole lot quicker and easier. And if you want great tasting water right from your tap, you can call the Superior Water team and ask about their under-the-sink reverse osmosis systems. 780-875-6636. I drink Superior Water because I like the taste, and after all, it is Superior Water. Open on 57th Avenue, Monday to Friday from 8 to 6, Saturdays and Sundays, 10 to 5, and they have a coin-operated location by 7-Eleven just off Highway 17 South. The Rotary Club of Lloydminster will be hosting their 45th annual Lobster Fest on May 24th at 5:30. Tickets are $100 each with tables of 8 available. The proceeds will support many community projects throughout the city. And it's a little bit later this year than usual, but you can call Tara for tickets, 306-821-4081, and you can certainly bring your own crackers and picks to enjoy some fresh Atlantic lobster. The Border City Farmers Market is on today at the Service Sports Center. You can check that out from noon to 5. And today's the first day. The outdoor farmers markets are back today as well. You can check out the outdoor farmers market in the Rona parking lot each Thursday from 11 to 5. And of course, because it's back now, it had to rain. It's National Nurses Week, and we were proud to head out on Tuesday and drop by the Lloydminster Hospital with 5 dozen cupcakes to thank our dedicated and hardworking nurses. Can't thank them enough for their compassion and keeping us all well and helping patients and helping their families out. So we were proud to work with Sobeys Lloydminster and Lloydminster and District United Way to deliver those cupcakes and to recognize those caregivers. And Cupcakes for Caregivers is looking for more nominations. You can nominate a caregiver today by sending an email to livewithkurtprice@gmail.com. Time now for Live in Lloydminster. This is everything entertainment and more. It's your ticket to upcoming shows or those this weekend in Lloydminster and beyond, brought to you by the Vic Juba Theatre. And we're going to start with Sierra Bennett at the Vic Juba Theatre, and here's what's new at the Vic.
Summer is almost here. Get together with your family and your friends and go out for a show. Hi everyone, I'm Sierra Bennett from the Vic Juba. On June 14th, we have international talent coming to our theater. From the Philippines, we have Jinky Vidal from the iconic Philippine band Freestyle and Jarek Medina from X Factor Philippines serenading us with their soulful night performance. Do not miss out on this opportunity to see some of the most sought after vocalists from the Philippines right here in Lloydminster. Today, May 15th, we have LCSD and LPSD presenting Pechakucha Synergy, where local stories take the Almer Chevrolet stage. Are you a classic rock fan? I sure am. On May 31st, we have the Take It to the Limit Eagles tribute coming to our theater. For tickets and more information, go to vicjubatheater.ca. Hope to see you all there.
And here's what's playing at May Cinema 6 tomorrow and running through Thursday, a Minecraft movie, Thunderbolts, and running tomorrow through Wednesday until dawn, Sinners, as well as The Accountant 2. And starting tomorrow, it's the latest in the popular Final Destination horror franchise movies, Bloodlines. Plagued by a recurring violent nightmare, a college student returns home to find the one person who can break the cycle and save her family from the horrific fate that inevitably awaits them. That's Bloodlines. It starts tomorrow, and you can get tickets for Final Destination Bloodlines and any of the current movies and upcoming movies, and there are some big ones as the summer movie season hits, by going to maytheaters.com. And tomorrow night, the Gold Horse Casino will get your foot tapping with a long weekend kickoff. They got some great live entertainment. You can check out Saskatoon's Daryl Anderson tomorrow night and check out his new song, I Am a Lucky Man, on Apple Music and on Spotify. They're committed, certified, reliable, and they will help you get your life back. 1-833-246-8326 is BioClean Disaster Services, Lloydminster's local restoration company, the largest restoration company in Lloydminster. You see them everywhere. They are proud to be local and proud to do what they do. And what they do well is work to get your life back. What does that mean? It means taking care of your property and taking care of your belongings. But more than anything, it means taking care of you and your family. BioClean Disaster Services, 1-833-246-8326. We're going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to meet the two gentlemen behind Asset LINQ and now Auction LINQ, and introduce you to two brothers who are trying to get this business rolling off the ground while expanding at the same time. We'll be right back.
At CK McKean Roofing, they understand what it took to put that roof over your head for your family. With over 20 years of experience under their belt, they strive to show you that with their workmanship and their integrity. Not all roofing companies are created equal. And that's why CK McKean Roofing encourages you to focus on your most important investments, your home and your family. CK McKean Roofing. Roofers do it on top.
At Diamond 7 Meats, we work with local farm families to provide a high-quality product and a great selection for you. Try our mouth-watering smokies, pulled pork, roast beef, and more, made pure and natural with no additives or fillers. We offer custom processing, and our experienced team works for you to provide a selection of sausage, burgers, and jerkies made to your specifications. Take your grilling to the next level with a Yoder smoker. Complete the grilling experience with a Canadian-made, award-winning line of House of Q barbecue sauces. We're locally owned and operated, and we look forward to seeing you today.
At Lloydminster and District Co-op, membership matters more. Because being part of a co-op means you're connected to something bigger than yourself. From long-held legacy by those who built our communities, to people you call family, friends, and neighbors. When you're a Lloyd Co-op member, you're an owner in a local business that prides itself on purpose alongside profit. You earn cash back, you help support causes that matter most, and you're building a better way of life for the next generation. membership matters more.
Spend less time chasing wind speeds and more time doing what matters. Bradley Air Spray takes care of your mid-season applications with speed, precision, and zero crop damage. No ruts, no delays, just fast, effective coverage that protects your yield and preserves your time. Plan to attend their grand opening on June 18th at the Lloydminster Airport, where you could win 160 acres of spraying. You can call or text Bradley Air at 780-205-7767. That's 780-205-PROP. Bradley Air Spray, because your time is worth more. We want to welcome you here to Asset LINQ, and I want to introduce you to a couple of brothers that I've known for quite a few years, since he was in high school, actually. Yeah. Well, for you, for sure. Yeah. And that is, we've got Jarrett and we've got Reagan Reece here with us. They grew up in the Lashburn area.
That's right.
Grew up in the Lashburn area, and now they've started Asset LINQ, and you started that, what, 3 years ago?
3 years ago, yeah, Asset LINQ.
And Auction LINQ, which is brand new. So we'll get to both of those. Let's start with what makes you two guys want to start Asset LINQ. What is Asset LINQ?
3 years ago, came together January 2022 with a concept of let's sell equipment. We can do a little bit different, and we've been building on that concept. But my background was with Ritchie Brothers, selling auction equipment, being out of the NISQ yard, and public companies changes. I wanted to try this concept out of we can clean up equipment, help customers still, we can consign equipment and market it with control. It doesn't have to have the uncertainty of an auction, say, but especially with the oil field and the uncertainties we've seen in the last 10 years, slow down the market, clean things up, get inspections on, and then market it out to the market. It could take a day to sell, it could take 3 months, 6 months, depending on what the market's looking like. But that's where the concept came from, and started here in Lloyd, where home is.
So you get this idea to do this,
yeah,
and you enlist your brother, or what?
Yeah, well,
I'd been around equipment. Well, we'd been around equipment our whole lives. So I was, even we had a dust control business we had sold out in the past, and once we had fixed up kind of the trucks and trailers, we kind of enjoyed the process. So I'd been in and out of equipment the whole time. We would buy stuff, fix it up. I think a lot of guys do like doing that, and then they sell it. So it's something we've kind of always been around. Yeah. So then we thought, well, we'll just do it full time.
Well, yeah, what did you think when he calls you and says, hey, like, was it like a slow burn, or was it like, you know what, I'm done with Ritchie Brothers, this is what's happening, we're doing it now, done?
It was a concept that we talked a lot about it. It's just, where do you leave your safety cocoon of a job and start something new? And
talk about stress.
And I had my first kid at the same time. It was October 2021, and I quit my job in September. I go, I'm doing this, so let's get together. But formalize the process, not just buy equipment, fix it up, put new tires on it, paint it. Let's actually do it in a formal way, but consigning other people's equipment too. Put it through the same process, helps with marketing costs, and I think we can do it. So that's how it started and came together.
So everybody has to start somewhere. How did it go 2021? How did things go when you launched? How have things been? Because I know you're in a new location.
Yeah.
Where were you originally? What were you doing? Like, were you just all over the place, kind of selling equipment from other people's lots kind of thing? Or?
So in start of 2022, I went around to some of the good customers I had throughout Northeast Alberta, Lloydminster, and I said, here's my concept. I'm going to sell your equipment. I'm going to work hard, and I'm going to focus on it, give you a lot of attention. And Jarrett backstopped me with some of the yard stuff, and I hit the road with a flyer and a cell phone and a pickup truck. And we at the start, it was more of a internet-based business. I think we can do everything on the internet. So why do brick and mortar? Let's do everything through, we have, I think, 8 marketing platforms we use now. And let's get it out there. Let's use social media. So that happened until we got a call with an estate sale, and they said, we need to park some of this equipment. So 3-4 months later, I called Lyle at Marksman. I said, can I rent some of your yard space? He said, let's do it. So step by step, things have went for the last 3 years, and kind of like that, just started with an office and a yard space, and until we got here at this office. So yeah, it was just a pickup truck and a laptop and a lot of good marketing. We like to say good marketing, but cleaning things up, making sure they're ready for sale, and really building off what the car world does.
Not all, like, I work for Lyle.
Did you actually?
I did.
Yeah.
I worked for Lyle before I went into radio.
Yeah.
Lyle was my last job before I went into radio.
No kidding.
Yeah, I got out of school. Lyle hired me to do some spraying.
Yeah.
And while I was working for Lyle, I got a call from CKSA.
Yeah.
Started working with the radio station.
Yeah, Lyle Frelick. So he was actually the local source of just being able to lay this out, and he just gave us a chance to take some yard space in an office. And
You need some of that. Who else has helped you out? Who else helped you out along the way here?
I mean, Jared and I kickstarted this. We've hired people, and there's been a lot of people to help support. Our parents, Neil and Rhonda Reece, have, when we need help, shop space, hauling stuff out to the farm in Lashburn, can we use some space, loaders? They've always been there to support where we need. Can you pick up a part and run it to me? So when they're not busy farming, they've been big part of that success, but it's been a grind.
Okay. No, you go ahead.
I was going to say, it's the addition to the brick and mortar you were talking about earlier. So we started having equipment lay down in a rented yard, obviously. And then you start having dead batteries. You start having mechanical issues. And then you start having leaks. And then we go, okay, so now we need a shop. So we rented a bay off Lyle. And then eventually we thought, well, geez, we need a bigger space. We're bringing in mechanics. And then we thought, well, if we can get out by the highway, that seems like the next upgrade. But yeah, for a while there, we were hauling a lot of equipment just to the farm.
Yeah.
So we could work on stuff there. Yeah, so it was busy times. But
Yeah. So you're here. You're right beside the highway. Tell us where you are.
Yeah, so elephant in the room, Kurt and I and Jared had a good laugh already. We're in the foremost building, west of Lloyd, the old Corlac Industries foremost building. As you head west, we're across from Agriterra. As we look out the windows, Eggland, Horizon now, and TNT. So it's been a big step for us. Foremost was awesome. They let us rent the front half of it while they still build tanks in the rear. So it gives us 5,000 square feet of shop space. We have about 2,000 square feet of office space that we're moving into and room to grow. And then we have the full front here to work along Highway 16, which has given us, it's been great for exposure. But the problem is it still says foremost. We're still working on a budget for a sign. So in time, you'll see a nice big, where's an Asset Link logo? You'll see a nice big Asset Link logo flying out there. But
glowing all night, yep.
Yeah, funds aren't there yet, but we're working on it. Yeah.
Well, and you had said to me, tell me what you said outside. When we looked up at the foremost side, and you said, geez, if I was born in money, I had that changed by now.
If there's a lot of money flowing here, if we had a big backer, financial, and that comes up a lot. Who's backing you guys? We don't have a backer. I mean, we get creative with lines of credit and doing things to buy and consignment, the good people that allow us to sell their equipment. But the budget for a sign we're working on it.
Well, I think it's important for people to realize how local you are.
Yeah.
Like, this is a local company. Like, I consider, like, you guys grew up by Lashburn.
Yeah.
You know, all the way out to Maidstone. That's local. You know, Marwayne, everything. This is local. That's the local area. When I say local, I mean, you know, Lloydminster and heck, sometimes all the way down to Provost.
Yeah.
Right? So where do you guys get your equipment?
A couple sources. So if we're really salesmen, we go out and we work with customers. We try and provide value and take maybe a difficult task that they have and provide a solution. So a lot of guys don't want to or don't have the time to clean up equipment, don't want the exposure of an auction, not happy with a trade-in from a dealer. So that's where we come in and we say, well, we can expose you to the market. We can help you clean it up, whether we just advise you on how to clean it or do it ourselves in one of our facilities, hire a third-party mechanic. We'll coordinate it. So see us like a realtor, see us like a car dealer, just trying to add something different. So in that across, construction, oil field, trailers, transportation.
And sometimes guys don't want to have people come in their yard all the time, or they don't want to take all the calls, because sometimes you get a little bit of harassment, anytime you're in sales. So sometimes guys are like, hey, you sell it, give me a check when you're done, type thing. You take care of it all. So sometimes they can send it to a yard, or they can consign it from within their own yard. So
I think when you're dealing with Asset Link, you're dealing with you two directly. When I got here, Jared was out of here. He was like, he's got to make a delivery.
We shipped a truck
yeah,
already.
had to drive a truck down the road, so he'll test drive.
Can you tell, I think people need to understand, though, the difference between Asset Link and Asset Auction. Or auction link.
Yep. Yeah. A great chance to explain it. So traditionally we went around and it was called Asset Link. We're going to help you consign your equipment, sell your equipment, open this up as a marketplace to buyers, and just showcase different. We like heavy.
So you go out and find the buyer for them too.
So using the marketing more. We do kick off
Right.
campaigns. So if you have directional drills or a vac truck or something very specific to a market, we'll call everyone that we can find. We'll call 60 people, let them know, but it gives us a chance to say, here's who we are, this is what we do. We're still introducing ourselves to the market. We're not a household name yet across Alberta and Saskatchewan, but building on it. And we've sold stuff from BC, I think just about every province in Canada we've sold to. We've sold to Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, South America, all throughout the States. So we're letting the marketing, I mean, we pay so many different marketing avenues to get the equipment out there, but there, I guess several ways. How do we get the equipment? Boots on the ground, cold calling. I guess as we get bigger, there's become more avenues have opened up to get the equipment. Word of mouth has been really good. There's a lot of local people have supported us, and when you get that phone call, it says, Bob Campbell from Valley C told me to give you a call. We really, it's a great feedback loop, knowing that the locals have passed on our name. And so we're getting a lot more walk-in traffic that way.
You get a lot of guys calling saying, like, I know they'll call and say, hey, I got a piece of equipment to move.
Yeah.
Do you have a lot of guys calling and saying, hey, this is what I'm looking for. Keep an eye out for this.
Yeah. Yeah, so we've kickstarted. We're not very good at organizing yet because there's so many that come in. But
Maybe don't say that.
It's a challenge because we do get a lot. But in search of ISO, put it out there, build an inventory. It's an empty shelf inventory list of here's what we're looking for. Do you have it? And when people go cruising through the internet or through conversations, we try and connect those dots and find the customer for that. So same as a realtor. If someone says I'm looking for a house with a pool, that realtor is going to have that.
Right.
Hopefully, they have a formal way of presenting it to
I
the
know
market.
a couple of houses I can show you.
Yeah, same way.
There's getting to be some brand recognition too when guys have seen our ads out enough. Whether you're searching Kijiji or any other platforms, you start to recognize the logo, and they actually give us a call. Or we've had customers from 2 years ago that, hey, now I'm looking for this. Can you sell my unit, or can you find one for me? And a lot of times we tell guys, if we'd be surprised just because we don't have it on our website. If you just let us know what you're looking for, sometimes we can knock on some doors, give some guys some calls, and if we have an interested buyer, they might be like, I didn't have anything for sale. Maybe I'll think about selling that one. Once you bring a guy that's actually willing to purchase maybe one of his units, so we can always open up those conversations too.
So I was kind of joking around. I'm like, maybe don't tell people. We're not that organized yet, but but you guys have had a lot of adversity too. Like Easter weekend was not a good weekend here.
Yeah, we were walking around late Monday. We had a delivery come through, an oil field truck got picked up on Easter, and work with customers, trying to be flexible. But we started noticing some tires shuffled around and some pallets moved, and then we started looking through the yard, and we had a break-in on the west side of our shop, and calling around the local area. We don't know what to do with it. It sounds like a local challenge. I don't know. Cameras can only do so much, and locks can do so much. But we've tightened up and we've moved actually a lot of stuff out of town to get it out of this area. But we call Kit Scotty RCMP, and I think they're well aware of some of the activities, and
it's usually the smalls, the things that hang outside that maybe you don't have room to throw in the shop tonight. But the big equipment nobody steals the big equipment. It's just the small tools and tires and different
diesel
things.
fuel caps.
Yeah.
So we've increased security. There's roaming security guards now, but it's a challenge. I think most Lloyd people have had some bout with it, in these industrial yards.
Get a big mean dog, maybe.
We had it at our auction yard. We had that big dog, and people were trying to pat it, and we're going,
be careful.
Be careful, please. Yeah.
But you won't find two guys that are more open about their business than you two guys.
Trying to be.
Yeah.
It's been, you asked about the journey of how it went. We started off with a pickup truck driving around, and as of yesterday, I came back from our Lacombe shop, so we've expanded. We have an opportunity to take over a gentleman who wants to slowly retire. So we took over a lot. We're building a shop out there, very similar to what we have here in Lloyd. Wash bays, prep bays, polishing. And so we have access on Highway 2 now. Right before you get to Red Deer, we're right on the side of the highway beside Fraserway RV. And it's just another way that actually all our Edmonton sales guys prefer to send it to Lacombe. It's shorter than it is at Lloydminster. So our Lloyd yard's more servicing Bonnyville, Cold Lake, Macklin, Provost, Wainwright than it is Edmonton. Edmonton's now on our Highway 2 run.
And I would say geographically, both locations are a little bit different, where customers are looking for different kinds of equipment. There's a lot of dairies over in Lacombe, and if you're going to Lloyd North, it's a lot more oil field related.
Yeah.
So guys, kind of depends where you want your equipment sent, is which, I guess, location to lay it down at right now.
Different exposure.
Yeah.
Well, and you guys were telling me you don't actually have to bring your piece of equipment here. It doesn't actually have to be transported here. That you can work with them to sell it right out of your yard.
That's right. Yeah. So we offer sales and consignments. So if something's big or you don't want to move it or there's a large cost of moving it, we can still provide good service and value marketing it. Still have guys that can drive around and help show the unit, make sure it's ready to go. But we can allow that to stay in their yard too. Yeah. Keep their custody and control over it.
And what I would say is when we do have the consignment sell, typically almost every truck and trailer leaves with a commercial vehicle inspection type thing, CVET. So anything, even yellow equipment, if something leaves, it's not just like a random auction. If it's consigned, it has to be ready to go to work tomorrow. Everything's noted. If there's any issues, it gets fixed, or it's at least specified. You know exactly what you're getting into when you drive it off the lot or haul it away.
So you mentioned some of your sales guys in Edmonton and stuff like that. How much staff do you have?
Well, again, I guess where we went
Where's
from
that whiteboard?
3 years ago. Yeah, yeah, we have a
It's all written
whiteboard
down
out.
there.
So we started with us here in Lloyd. We've expanded to Edmonton. We had a yard in Spruce Grove with a big project there. We were in the Yukon. I had a yard set up for 2.5 years with a project.
You liked it there.
I loved it in the Yukon. Yeah, it was good. It was tough because I had 2 kids in that time frame, so the will to travel has diminished to be that far away.
Yeah.
But we had a very cool project with a guy from Bonneville shut down his gold mine. So we were immersed for 2.5 years in the Yukon, along with running Lloydminster. So we had an auction and closed out last June there, but great opportunity. Shut that door. It wasn't not enough volume there to keep a full-time yard and staff it. It's very high cost of doing business. But in the meantime, we hired guys in Edmonton. We have Red Deer. We have a guy full-time in Tabor, Lethbridge, Medicine Hat, covering southern Alberta. We've recently taken on a gentleman from a heavy truck business in Edmonton to add to that fleet again. Recently took on a gentleman in Saskatoon. Piles of auction experience. He has a yard there now he's manning. So we're Lloydminster, Saskatoon, and Lacombe full-time yards. So it's given us that reach across Alberta, Saskatchewan, and definitely we travel into Manitoba and BC, just no footprint physically.
You guys are growing quickly. Does it feel like you're growing quickly, or does it feel like it's slow to you guys?
Feels a little stressful.
Yeah.
There's a lot of procedures we've had to put in place and grab, I guess, from some of the employees too, where they've worked previously. We've tried to grab as much advice as we can. You know, what did you like at the previous place you worked? What wasn't working? What can we do? Like, I know lots of times we do seem maybe unorganized as a growing company. I think there's just growing pains that anybody would have, but we're trying to deal with it. You know, having a shop really helps. Having a yard, now we're just trying to look for more staff again.
You are looking for more staff?
Yeah, especially like, I guess, looking after the yard, refurb. It's hard to find guys that'll do refurb, or can, you know, sometimes we need a guy who actually has a class 3 to move around some of the trucks, or someone who can fix, weld, you know, bend up some of the metal and construction equipment if you got a bent panel or something. But
Shameless plug. We're looking for someone in Lloydminster to be a refurb guy. So
Yeah.
Honestly, we are.
It's
It's someone that can take that shop and run it, and just need the right fit. So we're actively out today or tomorrow, and ads going out. So we're just part of we have to grow to a certain point to be efficient, and trying to find that point.
Well, part of what Asset LINQ has done in the past with me is they've done an auction, and now they've started up Auction LINQ. So we'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll find out more about Auction LINQ and about their upcoming auctions.
How can you help support the oil and gas industry and jobs in Western Canada? The answer is closer than you think. Sell your scrap metals to PWM Steel. PWM sells scrap iron to Evraz, located in Regina. Evraz's #1 customer is the energy sector, building pipes and plates for the oil and gas industry. PWM Steel is your locally owned metal recycler and steel service center in the area. Plus, they're a strong supporter of the community. PWM Steel, your top steel supplier for Alberta and Saskatchewan for 40 years.
At Jason Arden Associates Cooperators, we're proud to be a top-rated local insurance company that offers flexible solutions and expert advice for all your insurance and investment needs. We'll work with you to tailor your insurance specific to your needs, and we offer investment advice that always puts you first. At Cooperators, one of our core values is to give back to the communities that we live in. Thanks to the support of our clients in Lloydminster and area, in 2023, Jason Arden Associates has donated $40,000 to local nonprofits, charities, students, athletes, and other special events. How does your insurance company support our community?
I'm Brian Zinchuk of PipelineOnline.ca. I used to be a pipeliner, and I've spent the last 15 years reporting on energy in Saskatchewan. PipelineOnline.ca provides comprehensive coverage of light oil, heavy oil, lithium, helium, power production including coal, wind, solar, geothermal, natural gas, and nuclear. There's a lot happening in Saskatchewan's energy sector, and Pipeline Online is there for all of it. No one else comes even close.
It's more than just taxes at L&A CPA. Assurance, accounting, retirement planning, estate planning, business consulting, financial consulting,
farm program support, and bookkeeping. But yes, there is always taxes. The team at LINQ CPA is committed to helping you achieve your best results and will be there to assist you every step of the way. LINQ CPA, with offices in Provost, Vermilion, and Lloydminster.
Wellings of Lloydminster is a brand new community within a community, and they are excited to help you live your life to the fullest. At Wellings, their mission is to enable connection, build community, and enrich the lives of their 55-plus members. You can discover a new way of living in retirement and experience more freedom. They've done this all over the place in different communities, and it's always gone well. This is the time of year where you want freedom. Well, what they have is more freedom for you. You're not taking care of the big house, so you can travel in the winter, and you don't have to cut grass in the summer, so you can go spend time at the lake with your family. At Wellings of Lloydminster, independence speaks for itself, and the social opportunities outside your door are endless. Remember, they're building a clubhouse right now. You can visit Wellings of Lloydminster at 3211 72nd Avenue on the Alberta side. Gorgeous 1- and 2-bedroom villas are available now, and 2-bedroom villas include a garage. For more information, visit wellingsoflloydminster.com. We're back here at Ascent Lake, and we have Reagan and Jarrett Reece with us today, and we've been talking about Asset LINQ. But we're going to switch the focus a little bit and talk about Auction LINQ. Now, I've worked, and if you've been following this show, you know that we've worked with Reagan and Asset LINQ in the past to do some auctions. One huge auction. When was that, in the fall?
Yeah, November. Yeah, started November.
November 2nd and 5th.
Huge auction, almost right across the street.
Yeah, west.
Across the highway.
Yeah, the Cams Industrial Park.
Yeah, absolutely. And instead of working with other auction companies, you guys have built your own.
Yeah, opportunity.
Is that a good way to say it?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we're in the space already. We didn't start off to be an auction company, but the way that manpower and opportunity aligned itself at the start of the year, we thought we already have most things in place to do it. The biggest difference would be when we're building, I mean, this is my sales pitch when I go into every office, but this stuff is for sale every day of the year. We have time, and there's usually a reason why someone wants to do this. What we're going to do now is build an event. We're building an event once a month, and we called it Auction LINQ instead of Asset LINQ. So just make sure customers know that it's a different service. We're slowing it down with Asset LINQ. We're speeding it up and creating an event with Auction LINQ. So auction based once every month, we're having an auction. In Lloydminster area, we're hoping to have 2 physical sites, bring in everything, make it a full functioning auction. But through every month of the year, there's someone with a need to sell equipment. We want to make sure we can match that. Use the internet to its ability. The platform's built. But for what's coming up in Lloydminster, we want to create an event out of it. Take 45 days to build it, market it, have everyone come out, and then close it down. So a little different offering, so that's why we changed the name. Auction LINQ versus Asset LINQ.
So auctions have changed so much.
Yeah.
But still what hasn't changed, I think, is people want to see the equipment, don't they? You want to see what you're buying.
There's a lot of change going on. I think COVID helped finalize more of the on-site live auctions, and there's less and less people doing them. There's a higher cost of holding them. So what we've seen in the last 5 years is a large push to electronic auctions. Everything's bid online, timed bid to like eBay. That's what we did in November. That's what we're going to continue to do now is line up everything. Everyone's welcome to come and test it, see it, view it.
Thing, yeah.
Before we'll have another one of these hopefully right before the auction event, but we want everyone there, active. Nothing has changed there. It's just how it transacts. There isn't going to be an auction banging a gavel on sale day. There'll be a 4-day period where you can bid on it. So if you're busy in the field, you come in at night, punch in your bids on your phone or in your computer, carry on. And it's going to close on a timer. So I think everything has become more convenient. It's just making sure the public knows that it's still a live event. You can still come out and see it. And it's still selling unreserved, just without an auctioneer.
So if you can't drive by and see the equipment, where do you go? Where do you get this? Where do you get this?
Yeah, and that's a great stage. Actually, we can let the public know what we did. So for us to be the new guys on the block and compete against Ritchie Brothers and some of the other auction companies, we joined up with Market Book and Auction Time. Large in the States, and they run Mission Rally sales. They have a large grasp across Canada. So for us, it was better to join up with an existing cooperative auction brand that hosts auctions for auction companies. So where do we go? You can go to assetlink.ca, hit the auctions tab. It'll run you into what's coming up in the May sale, May 28th, June, July. And as sales come closer to, inventory will build. So everything will be housed online. Or if it's a live sale here in Lloyd, just come out and see us. You'll see it right on site. Or Auction Time. It's the ecosystem of Auction Time and Market Book who hosts it. So all the stuff that we funnel in will show up in the States. It'll show up on all their platforms. But just want to make sure that the public knew how we were doing it, how we're hosting it. It's hosted through Market Book and Auction Time out of the States.
Okay.
So it gives us that US reach, gives us Canadian reach, so we can go from 0 to 100 right away.
And so when you actually go to bid on things, where are you going to bid on things? Is it?
Yep, you go through assetlink.ca, click the auction portal, and it'll walk you right through the steps, click by click. Yeah.
Okay.
See the inventory. If you like that truck, you like that car, you like that camper, hit it. They'll show you how to bid, register, and start bidding away.
I think auctions have changed so much, but what I love is like if you place a bid, it's not like it ends at 9. It's going to reset it to 10 minutes, right?
A 2-minute timer.
2-minute.
There's
timer.
a 2-minute timer, so if someone bids in the last 2 minutes, it's going to extend another 2 minutes.
Okay.
It's called dynamic close. Just about every auction company's gone to it now. Sometimes it can get pretty drawn out, but it allows everyone to have, if you lose internet connection or you're not sure, it just gives everyone a fair chance to bid.
Okay.
And the industry's moved to it now, so.
Absolutely, it has.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. When's your next auction? Like, what do you guys got coming up for auctions? And what do you got in those auctions?
Yeah, so online.
I know you can't go piece by piece by piece, but
Yeah,
in general.
and it's exciting right now. So online auctions here, May 28th, we have some equipment closing. There's pickup trucks, there's chassis, there's, was it F550 and Dodge 5500 chassis they're selling. I think there's some in Brooks, some in Swift Current. They're gonna be closing May 28th. They open May 14th. So they open right now this week, as of yesterday. They're open for 2-week period to bid on, and they'll be closing May 28th. There's a large excavator here in Lloyd, a John Deere 470 excavator. So if someone's driving by, it's the biggest one in the yard.
You can see it in the yard.
It's Jarrett's TikTok video that he was.
It's the one that's going to crush some vehicles around here. So
Before it sells, we'll crush.
I saw that thread. Yeah.
So those are some of the pieces they're selling here now. We don't want to wait for an event. The sellers wanted to sell. Let's go. I mean, it's the power of the internet. We can be part of a bigger event that's already going on while we get ready and process this yard here in Lloyd for the June event.
And that June event is a big one.
Well, we're pushing. We're between Lloydminster and Lacombe and Saskatoon already have equipment coming in, but there's consigners from. I had one of our guys send a list of who he had coming in. He has several Hutterite colonies. There's guys out of Brooks, East End, Saskatchewan, Swift Current. Yeah, it's not just a Lloydminster sale. So if someone's looking to consign their motorhome, their boat, their motorcycle, a combine, we already have 4 combines. I mean, here's just a quick example of what's coming up in that sale. Here's a sample of each category. Just know it's not just Lloydminster people bidding. You're being part of an auction that we have sellers from all over Western Canada selling in it, so they're going to be watching and clicking. And then there's going to be Americans too bidding. So the last excavator we sold in April went down to Idaho for $200,000. They paid with their American dollar. We got it shipped across the border, and so.
Does a tariff affect used vehicles?
It's a loaded question right now.
it seemed to change weekly. We've talked to brokers, and we had some equipment come up from California, and there was no tariff on it. But now we just talked to a broker. What you talked to a guy yesterday. He said it changes. It could be, was it 10% right now?
Daily. They're changing daily. So we have a Hitachi excavator made in Japan, selling it from Hinton down to Montana. As of Tuesday, the broker said there's a 10% tariff on it because it's made in Japan. If it's made in Canada, it could be 25%. That keeps changing. I mean, we'll see what the federal government in Canada does, but it's a bit of a challenge right now. We are still selling equipment to the States. Their dollar is so strong. It's eroding a lot of these penalties. They don't care. They need equipment, but
that's a good point.
It stopped us from buying from the States.
Right.
On our side, at least, we brought 2 loaders back from California, and we missed it. But it brings
you missed the tariff.
We missed the tariff. Thank goodness, because
it causes a lot of people to pause, though, too. What they were going to do for forward planning. If you don't know what kind of, in a month, if you're going to bring some equipment up or down, if you don't know what you're going to pay on that, it's kind of tough to pull the trigger. And
Right.
like we were at the Edmonton Expo, 2 weeks ago now, and one of the large trucking companies said, "Well, I haven't seen a tariff yet." So it's just such a confusing topic.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
How'd that
no,
go?
that was 2 weeks ago,
How'd
so-
Edmonton go?
Edmonton Expo was good. It was the Con Expo for Alberta. So they're trying to do something intermittently. So Con Expo in Vegas, Construction Expo runs every 3 years, February, March. So Alberta wanted to get in the action, so they alternated. So it was the inaugural first Edmonton Expo, so it gets everyone together. Actually, across Canada, there was a lot of vendors there, a lot of action. I think we were the new kids on the block. We had a putting range and a kegerator to give away, and
I think we had the funnest booth there, I would say.
Yeah.
We had a lot of people tell us that we had probably the most interaction. We had quite a few sales guys there too.
we had
so
I think we had
it was fun.
eight of us in there
Yeah.
that were mingling, and I told everyone, you're not allowed to stand in the booth, get on the runway, get on the carpet, and let's engage with customers. So
So you're still adding items for your June auction, for the June 25th auction. You're still, right?
we're just getting going.
yeah.
Like
Just-
how
we just got
long
banners and-
how long we accept items, like right up to the like.
Right up until
Depends who you're talking to. If you're
midnight
talking to the
of
yard
deadline.
manager, it might be different.
Yeah.
No, he might want to try and cut you off 5 days early, but
I mean, June 20th, we'll be accepting equipment. If it's lean, free, clean, ready to go, right to the final. But what they're missing out on is the advertising, because we're giving a toolbox full of marketing materials to our guys that are handing this out as they go around Western Canada. And we're doing campaign blitzes. So we sent out 1,500 of these the other day to different email addresses that bought equipment from us. So I would say if you want to sell some equipment, sooner the better. Let's get marketing time on it. People start building watch lists. But Lloydminster, I'm just getting going, talking and door knocking. So anyone in Lloyd, I'll expect a call or a visit from me, because I'll pound a payment for the next month trying to build this up.
I think it'll be a nice addition to our fall sale that we had too, because guys were saying, "Oh, I don't have time to get it ready by that date," or "I'm going to see how your guys' first sale goes." And other guys are going, "I'm going to bring some more stuff. You guys have another sale," and we didn't have a date yet, but now we have a date in Lloyd. It's not far from where the last site was, and now I think people will maybe recognize as soon as the banners go up again. Hey, this is going to be maybe a semi-annual thing now in Lloyd.
You guys offer financing too.
We do. Yeah, we haven't called it Finance LINQ yet, but we do have in-house financing. We've been working with a lot of brokers and underwriters in Western Canada to help us. Kane, Western Bank, Stride, Essex. I mean, the big players that do heavy equipment, not just mortgages and traditional lending, but guys that were very comfortable doing secondhand equipment. Those are the guys we've engaged with. So when someone comes to the table, if they have poor credit, it's a truck that doesn't fit the traditional banking model, they have too big a down payment, they want something clever for a tax write-off. The guys that we've incorporated with are very good at making those structures work. And like we were saying before, if you buy something across the road at a dealer, we can still finance it. If we have more competitive rates where we want people to walk through the door and engage. So it's been...
We're happy to compete, which is another option, is what we tell people too. And we've talked about in safety, well, not company meetings, but some of these guys go, there's some outfits out to finance companies go, you're pre-approved. And every guy comes, I'm pre-approved. Are you? You better check into that a little bit, because people are starting to find out that, read the small print, you're not necessarily pre-approved just because you talked to them one time. And that rate that was advertised isn't necessarily, that's on a approved credit, right? That may not,
Approved credit and approved asset.
Yeah.
Some don't fit the mold that they want. If it's over 7 years old, 700,000 kilometers,
Yeah.
there's different metrics.
and some of these advertised rates, I don't know if anyone gets some of those advertised rates, but anyways, it's
0%
just,
finance.
we're happy to compete, give some guys some more options.
So
new and used.
You had said, we've learned a lot from our employees from,
Yeah.
what did you like about working here? What's the biggest thing, the difference you want Asset Link to be known for compared to your competitors?
Well, I would say the overall professionalism. And when something leaves this yard or Lacombe, or obviously we're getting to Saskatoon now, it's ready to go to work tomorrow type thing. Like if you got leaking hydraulic cylinders, those get fixed. If you got CVIPs on trucks, trailers,
Just bring a standard to secondhand equipment,
Yeah.
used equipment. I'd say local. I want to be known as local. I worked for a public company, and I think when you walk in the door, they treat you sometimes different. Sometimes it's about service, sometimes it's about what the name on the card says. But I'm proud to be from Lloyd. That's why we want to get you guys out here again, engage. We've been in Lloyd's our whole adult life, and Lloyd's home. I mean, the opportunity to go to Edmonton and do this was there. We just didn't want to. We want to be home. We want to be local. I think just being different. We already know that there's dealers that sell new equipment. We already know that there's big auction houses. How can we fill in the gaps.
And I think sorry to cut you off. I think something we always talk about too is we want to be the easy button. We want to make life for busy, say, farmers or business owners that have equipment. They're always tied down with all the other tasks they have to do. Well, we want to come in, we can inspect it in your site, we can bring it to one of our yards, we can sell it in the auction. But we want to make it where we're taking the calls. If there's any abuse on the phone calls, we'll take it, we'll take the flack.
Facebook Marketplace.
And then, if we can agree on a price for the buyer and seller, then you get a check. It's that simple.
Why did you say that? Why is it?
I think about who is our target market? It seems to be, we've started to make some inroads with public companies, but really privately owned organizations with probably 10 or more employees, guys that are busy. They don't have enough time to clean up and do some of these tasks or the hassle of dealing with the public. So every day, I'd say we take a lot of abuse online of just stupid comments coming back. And it's not inquiring about information. They're going out of their way to be, I don't know if it's mean or the word, but
barrier.
We're the barrier. So you carry on doing your job. We're going to sell your vac truck, your tanker trailers, a tractor. And we deal with the public. At the end of the day, we're dealing with the public, the good, the bad. There's so many good people that come through the door. Typically, when they come through the door, they're great. It's the online.
Oh, it's the trolls.
It's the trolls online.
But we deal with that.
Yeah, we deal with it.
We're getting thicker skin all the time.
Yeah, I think you have to laugh at it instead of getting angry. Just go,
Yeah.
I don't know if this guy is 11 o'clock at night on, looking at his phone on his pillow, or if he's on the toilet.
And everything sounds sarcastic when it's a text or an email, right? You don't know what the tone was when they said it.
If people think what we're doing is easy, I would say come ride with me for a day and take the heat, whether it's from the banks, from customers telling us they're out to lunch on pricing. I mean, we have a full appraisal system that helps us get to where we need to go and price equipment, but it's an entertaining job. We're deflecting a lot of flack when guys want to go on Facebook Marketplace or Kijiji, Machinio, MarketBook. We're dealing with a lot of personalities.
There's actually a lot of time that actually goes into answering the emails, the comments, the questions too. There's behind the scenes, there's a lot of contact that has to go back and forth.
So what happens if I've got a piece of equipment that I want to sell? What's the timeline like? What happens? I call you guys? The easiest thing to do, pick up the phone, call, text.
First question is back to you. Yep, text, call. Just call us. First question back to you is, what's your timeline to sell? Is this something that has to be sold right away? You're looking to sell? Is there any financing on it or debt that has to be dealt with? I think it's always just a step-by-step process. Every customer is a bit different.
And then you decide, is this better for an auction or is it better for us to put it with AssetLink?
Now that we have an auction platform, we can give you that option.
Right.
What is your tolerance level to selling at an unreserved event, or do you want to sit and float on the market for 60 to 90 days? I mean, if it's a F-150, they're a commodity. I mean, based on your make model, there's a very close set price and what they're worth. When we start talking about vac trucks and directional drills and service rigs, seasonality, I mean, the highs and lows of governments and markets and what CNRL quarterly budgets are doing affects a lot. So if we can wait something out for 60 days, 90 days, 6 months on oil field equipment, sometimes someone comes in with a screaming check, no negotiating, here it is, let's go. So I think it loops back to what does a customer need and how can we help you get there? If you don't want to put any money back in, traditionally banks, when they come to us and they have something repossessed, they don't put any money back into it. So we show them the front row and say, do you want to be the truck that is not polished and cleaned up and no money spent on the interior? Or do you want to fit in with everyone else, clean, ready to go? There's going to be some money spent on it. Mm-hmm. What is your timeline to move it now?
Right.
So with an auction side, I think we've opened that door now for our auctions, for banks and some of these people that need it gone. Don't care, worked it for 10 years, get it gone. Let's put in that. If you are hesitant to what the market may be bringing, let's test it. And I think that's where our real key with oil field equipment has been, is let's sit on the market, let's get some feedback from other companies like yourself and see what their opinions are.
Unreserved is a big word.
Yeah.
Not everybody understands it.
Yeah.
Can you put it in layman's terms? I know a lot of people do.
Yeah.
But a lot of people won't either.
Unreserved auctions, I think for someone who doesn't know what auctions are, it's just letting you know that it's going to sell to the highest bidder on that day. So it's going to start at
over 4 days.
Over 4 days, yeah, that's right. So when the time runs out or the auctioneer bangs the gavel, the hand with the highest dollar on it is taking it home. No questions asked. Liens have been cleared.
It doesn't start at a certain point.
There's no starting, there's no reserves, there's nothing in the background. So that word reserve, if you're coming to buy a tractor and they say there's a reserve on it, sometimes they advertise it, sometimes they don't. We want to create an event where you come to buy something the highest bidder's taking it home. There's no uncertainty of the event. Is it tough for a seller to accept that? Sometimes. There's uncertainty involved, but we're also building an event where people think they're getting a deal, and then the fun starts and you start to see who's really serious about it, and 2 or 3 guys will push it to the end zone of what they think a fair market value is. So I think just making sure people understand what unreserved means is important.
Sometimes it can raise your blood pressure a little bit, and I know sellers don't know exactly what their item's going to go for. So that's why we offer, obviously, a consignment or auction side. But to get people to want to come to your event, if there are too many reserves, like we talked about before we went on air, nobody's really interested, because if they spend 2 days driving to, say, a unit, it's 5 hours away, they inspect it, they go home, do their homework, they're bidding online, and it doesn't meet their reserve, maybe on 3 items they wanted to buy, then that was a waste of time completely. So this way, we know it's going to sell, they know it's going to sell. So if someone's going to, hop on a flight or go somewhere, you're bringing, everyone knows they can go home with that item.
Fair chance.
Yeah. So it brings a lot more to the public.
What's the best way to get a hold of you guys?
Well, we have a call line. We get enough volume of calls now. We have a full-time office manager that can help direct it. So if you're calling from Edmonton or you're calling from Saskatchewan, just depends on what you're looking for and what you want to do. She's going to direct you to the right person.
Okay.
So the phone number is 780-214-LINQ. LINQ.
Oh, pretty easy.
Yeah, LINQ. So it's in there. It's a Lloydminster number.
Just flashed on the screen,
Did
actually.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the best way to, and they'll be directed to the right person, because it used to be directed to Jarrett and myself, but just the high volume of calls, and we're a small business, it was hard to manage. But best thing, give us a call on that number, 780-214-LINQ, or website. You can maneuver through the website, you can engage there, and it alerts us. So
Yep, everything's easier on the internet.
try. I mean, it depends on the demographic and age group, but if you want to call or email or text, we're available.
And we're on social media too, so we got some cool ideas for videos coming up ahead. So I think,
Yeah, if you want to see some, this guy can be a little goofy, eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
we got some cool ideas coming up. I think it'd be beneficial to follow us now.
Well, as of this week, we sold our first piece based on TikTok, of someone coming in saying, I saw it on TikTok, I want to buy it. So I think we're going to see a lot more videos made in that direction.
Yeah, absolutely.
Having some fun, creating content, having just engagement with people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything I'm forgetting? Anything you want people to know that we haven't talked about that you want to make sure people understand about Asset Link or Auction Link?
I think just we're a growing company. We're local. Lloyd is home. It's the base, but we are spread. So if you're worried about what our reach is, what we can do for marketing capabilities, we're working with dealers across Alberta and Saskatchewan that want us to use our services and marketing. And as we grow, we're offering more. So as we get ready for this June sale, just want to make people, I think there could be a misconception on Asset Link. We deal with heavy equipment. That's our base, our financing set up for heavy equipment. When it comes to the auction, we actually changed our list here. Recreational items from golf carts. I think the most fun we had the last sale was
that little Chinese car.
The Chinese car we did the interview in.
Yeah.
Golf carts, motorcycles, that's what brings people. Everyone comes to buy a backhoe, but they stay for the recreational items.
Yeah.
Trailers, cars, trucks. If you have a car that you're tired of being on Facebook or Kijiji, bring it down, clean it up, we'll line it up, we'll sell with other like items, highest bidder takes it home, give you your check after the sale. Construction, agriculture, we already have, like I said, 4 combines and 4 headers lined up for the sale. I think that's our missing key here from Asset Link to Auction Link. We're really starting to engage on the ag side. So look forward to more agricultural equipment. Oh, I'm tapping.
The gavel.
Yeah, the gavel. I think that's, in a quick summary, yeah, it's growing. We're offering more. Check the website. We really live and breathe on the website. And eventually you'll see that foremost sign off the building.
And even some of the smaller items when it comes to the auctions, people bring a lot of attachments in. There's things collecting dust in the side of their yard. Well, no one really knows about it because you don't have it for sale. But once people can walk by it in an auction yard, then they go, oh, I could probably use one of those. It'll actually transact. So
are you guys like if somebody's driving by and they see a piece of equipment that they're interested in, should they phone ahead and say, hey, I'm going to come look at it, or can they just drive in?
We're open Monday to Friday, 8 to 5, so just drive on in. We have staff here on site. There's someone between cleaning staff or admin or one of us jumping around. There'll be someone around.
Okay.
So just stop on in. Yeah.
Yeah, and if we need to explain some of these things further that we didn't do a good enough job here, yeah, just give us a call. Give us an email. We'll gladly have a coffee with you here or just on the phone, whatever works for their schedule.
Awesome. Thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah. Thanks, Kurt.
That's two local guys that have started up a company. They're starting to expand already. It's not actually that old. Like, it's only 3 years old.
Yeah.
Well, maybe 4.
But our
Getting close to
background,
4.
we've done a
But-
lot of this in the past. So,
Yeah, it's getting closer to 4 now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we appreciate them. Appreciate you guys having us out here too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look forward to more.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Keep
we're gonna
keep it local.
We're gonna try to come out in June too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe
And
we'll have a Chinese car by then.
I hope you do.
We'll stuff
That was
ourselves in.
fun.
Yeah.
How much that car? That car didn't sell for that much. Well, didn't one of the auction guys?
One
buy
of our
it?
guys bought it for
Yeah.
$2,200,
he's trying to get it-
$2,500.
Trying to get
Oh.
it road legal too.
He's trying to get it road
So
legal.
you drive down
Yeah,
to
it's got a
the
radio.
post office if you
yeah.
want.
Yeah, it was a fun
Yeah.
little. It was an electric car.
Electric car.
Yeah.
Yeah, little fun
Yeah, that
electric
was fun.
Chinese car. We'll be back with you on Tuesday, and we'll be back at the new Lloydminster Nissan. And we've got a really interesting show coming up on Tuesday. We've got a couple things that are going on Tuesday, but I'm really looking forward to meeting some young entrepreneurs. Because what we're going to do is we're going to be talking to some students from Holy Rosary High School, and we're going to be talking about their farmers market that they're going to hold at Holy Rosary. So a lot of these students there have started their own little businesses up. And we'll be talking to some of them about what they're going to be selling at the farmers market and how they've started their business and things like that. So that's Tuesday morning from the new Lloydminster Nissan.